Okay, so this is going to be a very sort of impromptu video that I'm going to record here. And to be honest with you, I do not even know what I'm going to talk about at this point. But nonetheless, this is where all things start. And to be honest, if anyone's familiar with the startup space, it actually is very akin to this. Of course, have your business plan, etc., blah, 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 blah. But really, what does tend to happen is that you just begin. And look, I'm a very sort of strategic and analytical type of person, and to give that advice almost seems counterintuitive towards what I sell. But you need to understand the environment that you're operating within and your part within the business, business life cycle rather. If you're a startup new to market, and depending on how much your product has been validated, it may already have been, but say for example it's quite new, then you need to be somewhat reactive to the market. And when I say that, I mean you need to be somewhat reactive to market feedback, because that is going to shape your product and it's going to shape how you communicate your value. It's going to shape your digital touch points. It's going to shape pretty much your entire organization, right? And the reason why I say this is because when you look at some of the best companies or the most innovative companies, they're all, I mean, of course, there will be, different overlaps here, but they're all always underpinned by one thing, which is an obsession with the customer. And that's really, it translates to, well, how do we drive value to that customer, right? So going back to this idea of within a startup, and especially if you are new to market, then you can't assume. And whether or not you might see other businesses doing the same sort of product, in today's world, we do face market saturation, which means there's a whole bunch of new businesses, freelancers, sole traders coming into the space that are offering similar services, right? And this is why it's important to find, well, what makes you different. And it could be down to price. You may have found a system which allows you to, you know, build this operations which flows like clockwork, and as a result you reduce overheads. Fantastic, right? You can go and take this to market and go against your competitors and say, well, I can do this cheaper for you. Dangerous game, because it can be sometimes a race to the bottom. Anyway, otherwise you'd be looking at innovation, right? You might have something that's totally new and totally unique to the market. So then it's like, well, how do we know there is product market fit? And that's where your audience comes in to question here. And that's why it's so important for you to look at what your audience tells you and feed that back into your entire value chain of the business. The best businesses that I've worked with, the best CEOs, the best C suite executives are the ones that can do this, is the ones that they can take market feedback, limit the amount of biases and preconceptions that they may have, and allow to really cater for what the market's asking for them, right? Now I will caveat that, because sometimes with truly innovative products, you aren't necessarily going to find as much chatter about a product that doesn't exist yet. And it could be something that's revolutionary, right? Well, you look at the likes of what's happened with ChatGPT and AI, that's surging through like wildfire. I mean, I can't remember what the statistic was, but for them to reach 1 million users was the fastest that any company has ever managed to do that. And it beat its second in terms of, reaching 1 million users by, you'd have to look it up, don't ask me. Um, so I just started to talk about startups and why it's important for you to take product market, well, for you to understand your product market fit by taking market feedback. It's true. And to be honest with you, even for established and mature businesses, you must do the same. The tide changes rapidly, and especially in today's world. I mean, this is what is the 9th of February 2023, the point of recording this video, right? Um, and we experience all sorts of volatility in the market, and as a result, it births innovation. People look. There's a bunch of smart people out there and they are innovating fast, and they're taking to market very sophisticated and new methodologies framed by some new product. So if you don't keep your finger on the pulse for market demands, then you'll lose that race. And this is what we should be shaping our organization around. How do we best serve our customer? How do we best drive value to our business, to our customers? So that has been a 5 minute long video. I swear when I looked at that beforehand, it was at 2 minutes. And well, one thing, okay, so if you have watched all of this, then please leave me a comment and let me know if you found value in it. Because what I did here was literally at the end of working on the project, I thought, you know what, well, let's just record something. So there isn't structure, like I mentioned, it was just a free for all. But I do believe that structure should come to these things, right? And if somebody has found value within what I'm saying here, then for the next video that I produce, I'll make sure that it's anchored to some kind of structural flow. But anyway, I shall leave it as that, and I hope there was some sort of value to whoever may have watched this up until the end. Anyway, thank you.